Tahawwur Rana, a 64-year-old Canadian national of Pakistani origin and one of the key accused in the Mumbai terror attacks 2008, landed at Delhi Parliament's airport on Thursday following his extradition in the US from the US. Rana was brought on a special flight escorted by a combined team of Indian intelligence and investigative officials. Hi everyone, welcome to yet another edition of Captial Buzz, and I'm Ifra Mufti. I have with me Mukesh Ranjan, who has been taking care and covering the Mumbai terror attacks for the past since 2008, and he has done extensive stories on Headley and Tahawwur Rana. So, if you can explain that how his arrival is so important for Delhi.
Now, to 26/11 terror attack, which was conspiracy was hatched, planned, everything was done from Pakistan. So, Pakistan directly not getting its own operatives involved, either the state actor or the non-state actors. Basically, what had happened, they found two Pakistani-origin individuals who were the citizens of America and the Canada, and got them into it, and the whole planning was made, in which Tahawwur Rana and Coleman Headley. So these two were the key conspirator as far as the attack is concerned. So in their plot to conspire to execute an attack of such a magnitude, where we have lost around 117 people on that fateful intervening nights of 26 November 2008. So, Tahawwur Rana happens to be the second most important catch as far as the Indian agencies are concerned. So, his custody and his interrogation will give agencies a massive lead to take forward the investigation into the case. However, the Indian agencies would like to have Headley also, and because agencies have no access to Headley, so they could not interrogate them. But since Tahawwur Rana was the second man, was closely associated with Headley, had interacted with ISI state actors and say Hafiz Saeed and other conspirators based out in Pakistan. So NIA will get something to actually nail those actors in a substantive way, and can conclude the case. So far as that terror attack investigation is concerned, that remained. Even if Kasab was caught, one of the executors, there were several who were neutralized during the course of encounters. But executing Kasab did not actually end and close the case. Because in every terror or criminal case, what happens, you must be knowing, Shekhar, that there is motive, there is a conspiracy, and conspiracy is more heinous than the committing the crime. This is the criminal jurisprudence as it is taken. So I think Tahawwur Rana will throw light a lot and can corroborate the charge sheet which the NIA has filed, naming several people who have conspired against India and executed the terror attack.
Shikhar, you have been on this story for the past 1 month, I think. So what is your take and what is happening right now?
Well, he will be produced in Patiala House Court today, and NIA is likely to seek his remand, his custody, to further grill him. And from interrogation part, I would definitely like to know what will NIA grill Rana about, and how his name popped up in this 26/11 attack. I just wanted to know how.
Now, when the attack happened and NSG was brought in and everything was brought to normal. So a case was registered, and all of you must be knowing the birth of NIA. What triggered the birth of NIA? Do you know?
Please tell us.
This is 26/11 attack only that created NIA, and NIA came into existence because what used to happen, that law and order is a state subject. Every state police used to investigate either terror or any other, and terror used to be taken as a other criminal cases, and state police used to handle. But of late, it was realized, particularly after this attack, that there is an international linkage attached to such terror attack. Secondly, there are interstate ramifications attached to. So we needed to have one national investigative agency who could basically have jurisdictions over entire country. Later on, as it progressed, NIA has been given additional power to even investigate outside Indian territory cases where Indian interest is harmed or affected. So this is the background. Now, what will NIA do with? So NIA, as I'm been hearing, that NIA has formed a team of 12 senior officials, and Tahawwur will nobody will have access to Tahawwur other than these 12 senior officials, which include the DG NIA himself and 2 DIG level officers, 2 IG level officers, 1 DIG level officer, and 1 SP, and plus few lower grade officials who will assist them. So NIA has formed a team of 12 officials to grill Tahawwur. Now they have basically now, as you reported even today, that the entire case diary has been sent to the Patiala House Court for trial, for further trial, that the judge should know and judge should understand what are the issues attached to it, who are the key elements or key operators. So everything has been provided to the Patiala House Court. Now, what has happened in the charge sheet, during the course of investigation, NIA could get hold of emails, NIA could get hold of several phone calls, NIA could get hold of some written evidences. So such evidences are there in the hands of NIA investigators. The problem till now was that they were saying these are the evidence we have, and they have mentioned this in the charge sheet and informed the court. But nobody was here against whom these evidences were there. So now with Tahawwur Rana here, NIA investigators will confront him with these piece of evidence and try to corroborate, because they were not able to corroborate what they had. They know, but there is no evidence that can be corroborated. There were nothing to corroborate what they say. So since he is here, he is a key catch. He is number 2 among the conspirators as far as those elements who were from outside Pakistan. The number 1 was David Headley Coleman, but he is the second man. Now, question is this: why did Headley be not extradited, and why did US agree to send Tahawwur
Rana
to India? So here it seems that extradition is a difficult process. It requires diplomatic and legal exercises at a very high level. So, Headley being a US citizen, that protects him a bit. But again, there is a talk, and it is there among the investigative agencies and the police hierarchy that David Headley Coleman was a double agent. Okay, so he played with the Pakistanis. He also played with the deep state of America. So it will be difficult for America to share or part with Headley. So Tahawwur Rana, not being an American citizen, being a Canadian citizen, that too only because Trump administration is there. That's why it could happen. Because for last 18 years, the government of India, different dispensation, tried their best but could not fructify. But now, since he has come, he will spill beans, and agencies and investigators will force him to say and throw light on the case.
So just hours before Rana had landed in the national capital, Pakistan had issued a video statement saying that Rana is no longer their citizen. So, as we know, LAT operatives and ISI are allegedly behind the Mumbai terror attacks. So why now? Why Pakistan is denying this now?
No, Pakistan is not denying. Pakistan has no option but to say this. It is a fact that he is not a Pakistani citizen. It is a fact. Anybody can be born anywhere.
Okay.
But the state will be responsible only for their Citizens Act. Na?
But why issuing statement today, the day he is landing?
That's fine. That's fine. Because the time has come to distance.
Yeah.
The time has come. Pakistan. The point is this: the involvement of Pakistan is undeniable a fact. Involvement of Pakistan is undeniable. But the point is this: you have to prove it to a level of no doubt. If you can prove it, the involvement of say two majors, because NIA in its charge sheet accuses and alleges that the two major working with the ISI, the ISI of Pakistan. So NIA can say this in its charge sheet in an Indian court, but how can NIA prove it? So now with Tahawwur Rana here, and if he's confronted with his conversation, his telephonic calls, his visit, because they have evidence, material evidence, but that also needs to be corroborated. So once he speaks on those subjects, may give us more and may throw more light on the issue.
So, how would you define the Rana visits to the country, India specifically? Why was he frequently visiting India?
So now he was part of the conspiracy. He was in the gang of conspirators. Today, I do not hesitate in saying that all these things were happening. He was visiting India. David Coleman Headley stayed in India for days together.
Yeah, and
But what was and what were our intelligence agencies were doing at that point in time?
Exactly.
So now the question is this: that he frequently visited. Apparent motive was business. He ran two companies. One was Immigration Services International, based out in Chicago. US, and another was halal meat. Halal meat. What was its full name was halal meat exporter or something like that. So, and he also had an office in Mumbai, of his first company.
Yeah.
That immigration facility,
center.
facility in international. So since he was doing business, he was coming on business visa, and he helped even David Coleman Headley also got help from him as a representative of that company to visit India and do business. So this was the reason why. And see, immigration services and the name, the way he named it, halal meat export. So given the demography in India, no one could have doubted his
Credentials.
credentials or intention.
Yeah.
And Indian government, all through successive governments, allowed him to enter and do business.
So, sir, was Rana continuously in touch with ISI Major Iqbal?
Yeah, true. But I'm saying true only based on NIA charge sheet.
Okay.
So NIA has evidence to suggest that he was in touch with ISI officials. But that cannot be proved in a court of law if a counter is presented. For that, you need to have have evidence to corroborate what you claim in your charge sheet. As you know, in the charge sheet, like anyway, it will be a transgression that Northeast Delhi riot cases, the Delhi police charge sheet, I found it a fiction. The way they cooked up stories, and so investigative agencies can cook up stories, which may look to you as a truth, but in a fair court trial, that can be turned upside down.
So, can we expect Rana to reveal about LET and ISI involvement in 2611
Now,
tech officially?
now officially or unofficially, nahi, now he is officially in India's custody. So whatever he will say will be official only, and his every answer will be recorded to be presented in the court of law, and he will have to speak. Since he is in the custody, the agencies know how to make a criminal speak, and they'll make him speak. There is no doubt about it. It's a big catch, and interestingly, for the first time in the history of independent India, a foreign national has been extradited in a terror case.
So, one last question. Will LIA seek Rana's death penalty?
No. Will seek or not to seek is not the question. He will be tried under unlawful prevention, unlawful activities prevention, UAPA में जाए. मतलब he'll go in UAPA and he'll be tried in UAPA. The crime is heinous. The punishment is death only if he is convicted. Now, that it is up to investigative agencies to drag the trial up to the period till he is required for investigators to get even more. So his life is now dependent upon how long he carries and what time he takes to reveal things what the Indian agencies want.
So with this, we conclude, and I'm sure there will be more news coming in about this issue and about what Tahawwur Rana will say in the court. We keep updating you about this news, and stay tuned with us and keep watching. Thank you so much.